Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Shannon, and joining me today to present our topic of the process of building a green is Daniel Gleason, Justin Patterson, Greg Fair, and Daniel Groth. Throughout our presentation, we will be going over a few specific areas including approval and budget, design and landscape, site preparation, and post-plant cultural practices, and most importantly, the construction of a green. Before a single shovel is put in the ground, the project must go through the approval process. The approval process usually runs through different stages, starting with the course committee, then reviewed by the board, and finally discussed and approved by the executive committee. The budget comes from the Capital Course Improvement Fund. Everything related to the construction process is charged to this fund. The budget is a best estimation and should come with variances. There are usually surprise costs with every construction project. When it comes to designing a green, there are lots of golf courses that will hire an architect to ensure the right specifications and green profile. When choosing the right landscape for the green, there are many factors that come into play. You want to ensure that the green can thrive by placing it in an area where it will get ample sunlight, trees won't get in the way or cause too much shade. The landscape should also be aesthetically pleasing while making sure it has close access to irrigation and proper drainage. Site preparation includes, but is not limited to, the following: setting up barricades or snow fences around the site, along with identifying power lines and other possible risks, is an important thing to do before construction. Safety should be a #1 priority. The surveying and staking process is important because it determines the exact shape and slope of the green that is envisioned. Having accessible power and water resources is imperative to not only the construction process, but the maintaining of the green as well. The next step in the site preparation is the actual clearing and removal of old material. The excavator will dig up existing material, which will then be hauled off-site. While carrying out this process, the operator will perform a rough grade of the surface. Construction. Construction consists of a few layers, a few categories. The first category being subgrade. Subgrade is an underlying material that the green will be built upon. It is generally native material from the area, but it can be imported if needed. The contours of the subgrade should match that with the desired slope of the final product. The subgrade is generally 16 inches below the final surface. If you require an intermediate layer, this depth changes from 18 to 20 inches below the surface. Subgrade should be thoroughly compacted to avoid settling. In such a situation where subgrade is unstable, a geotextile fabric may be installed between the subgrade and gravel layer. When talking about drainage, we look at the subsurface drainage system, the gravel, and the intermediate layer. A subsurface drainage system is a requirement for USGA greens. This consists of a main trench dug along the line of maximum fall, which is simply a line connecting the highest points on the green, and lateral trenches, which are spaced no further than 15 feet apart and run across the slope of the subgrade, allowing for a natural flow. Trenches are no smaller than 6 inches wide by 8 inches deep. You must be careful when digging a trench that you maintain a slope of 0.5 to 1% for ideal drainage. The trench should be smooth and debris-free, and a gravel layer should be used under the drainage pipe to ensure a smooth, even base. If your subgrade is unstable and you require a geotextile fabric, you would install it prior to the drainage pipe and gravel layer. Gravel is then used to fill the trenches during this process. It is important not to disturb any of the drainage pipes. After we backfill our trenches, we place stakes throughout the green with markings for depth of gravel, intermediate, and root zone layer mixture, indicating the height fill for each respectively. We proceed to fill the entire area of subgrade with gravel or crushed stone. It is important to not use soft limestone, sandstone, or shale, and testing should be done to evaluate the quality of the gravel and its weatherability. You will require an intermediate layer if you can't source properly sized gravel. If particle distribution size of the gravel corresponds to that of the root zone mix, you won't require an intermediate layer. The next step in the construction process is the root zone mixture. This layer is primarily made up of sand. Crucial characteristics necessary for root zone are as follows: high water infiltration and percolation, resistance to compaction, and good aeration. It is important to have lab-tested sand to ensure the mixture meets quality standards required for the root zone. Similarly to the gravel layer, the root zone mixture will be separated throughout the area of the green. To be sure to keep a consistent depth and refer to previously discussed stakes. We then smooth the surface and prepare for the next step. Our final step in the construction process is turf establishment. There are two primary methods to achieve this: seeding or sodding. Seeding is the most common practice because of its low cost factor, ease, and convenience. It is essential to have the seeds tested for contamination, i.e. intruding bluegrass species. Traditionally, a drop-down gravity spreader is used in the process of seeding. Sodding is the alternate to seeding. This method is primarily used for its rapid ability to return to the playable state. It is important to ensure your sod has minimal thatch and is free of weeds. You should also use a soil-free wash sod, or the root zone particle distribution of the sod must match that of the root zone mixture it will be placed over. Sod should be watered immediately after being laid. Top dressing applications are usually required after installation. It is crucial that the top dressing material match that of the root zone mixture. Additional post-plant cultural practices may include fertilization, rolling, and cutting to help establish your turf. We would like to say thank you and good luck with constructing your green.